Now let's check today's NBA highlights. First up, Luka will seek specialized treatment on his grade 2 left hamstring strain as he and Austin Reeves target a return to the Lakers lineup during. Next, Warriors star Stephen Curry scored 29 points in 26 minutes Sunday night against the Rockets, a performance that was missing only the final punctuation. Also, after putting up 45 points in a near triple-double Sunday, Flagg passed Con Newpel as the favorite for Rookie of the Year. Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic outdueled Victor Wembanyama in a clash of MVP candidates as the Nuggets extended their win streak to 8 games. Additionally, the Pistons have clinched home court advantage throughout the East playoffs for the first time since the 2006-2007 season while missing franchise player. And Joey Crawford, a member of the 2026 Hall of Fame class, advocated for the use of challenge systems in sports, saying they hold officials accountable. First up, can Wemby's late push unseat SGA? Tim Bontemps polls 100 NBA insiders for the latest MVP snapshot. Plus, a look at the race for top rookie. Next, NBA insiders break down lingering questions, lottery races, and what to watch in the final week of the 2025-26 regular season. That's your NBA update. Stay tuned for more. Moving on to European football news. First up, the fear of failure has become unavoidable, especially after 3 successive runners-up finishes in the Premier League, but Mikel Arteta holds Arsenal. Next, Manchester City assistant Pep Lijnders has given the strongest hint yet that Bernardo Silva is set to leave the club at the end of the season by saying. Also, Manchester City will face Southampton in the FA Cup semi-final, while Chelsea will meet Leeds United. Meanwhile, Declan Rice has handed Arsenal a significant injury boost for the opening leg of their Champions League quarter-final against Sporting Lisbon. Additionally, Cole Palmer said it had been a long time coming after he was handed the Chelsea captaincy for the first time in Saturday's FA Cup mauling of Port Virginia. And Gift Monday scored just 2 minutes after entering the game as a late substitute, and the Washington Spirit beat Bay FC 2-0 on Sunday. First up, Inter Miami co-owner David Beckham spoke of a dream come true as his team played its first ever game at New Stadium on Saturday, a 2-2 draw with Australian. Next, Fuller and Balogun proved decisive for Monaco to extend their winning run in League One to 7 matches as they earned a 2-1 victory over fellow champions. That's the latest from European football. Here's the latest from the NFL. First up, we proposed 32 trades to shake up round 1-1 at every slot, including deals that involve JJ McCarthy and Max Crosby. Next, who are the best quarterbacks in the 2026 class? We sized up the top 12, starting with Fernando Mendoza. Also, Jaguars defensive end Trayvon Walker instantly got the message when head coach Liam Cohen used an Aaron Donald comparison during their end-of-season meet. Meanwhile, the NFL announced Friday that it concluded its own investigation into Chiefs receiver Rashee Rice, stating that he has not engaged in conduct that six. Additionally, the Buccaneers are re-signing defensive tackle Raheem Nunez-Roches on a 1-year deal, a source confirmed. And 2-time All-Pro cornerback Stephon Gilmore announced his retirement from the NFL. First up, Kirk Cousins has agreed to a contract with the Raiders, the veteran quarterback's agent announced. Next, safety Kyle Duggar will remain in the AFC North in 2026, signing a 1-year contract with the Bengals. That's all the big NFL news for today. Time for baseball, here's the MLB update. First up, the Boston Red Sox fell to a Major League worst 2-7 on Sunday, tying the worst start through 9 games in the franchise's long history. Next, first-year manager Tony Vitello, 47, was ejected for the first time in his Major League career Sunday afternoon, during the San Francisco Giants' 5-2. Also, Los Angeles center fielder Mike Trout left his team's 8-7 win over the Seattle Mariners on Sunday after being hit by a pitch on his left hand in the Meanwhile, Padres third baseman Manny Machado kicked aside a pickoff attempt to help San Diego score 2 runs as the Padres rallied from a 4-run deficit on TH. Additionally, reliever Pete Fairbanks, 32, was given a rare start by the Miami Marlins on Sunday afternoon to allow the closer to get home for the birth of his child. And Dodgers shortstop Mookie Betts was placed on the injured list because of a strained right oblique, manager Dave Roberts said. First up, the Astros have placed ace Hunter Brown on the 15-day injured list with a strain in his pitching shoulder. Next, umpire Ron Kulpa has been diagnosed with a concussion and will be sidelined for at least a week. And that's your MLB roundup. More sports coming up. And in combat sports news. First up, former UFC flyweight champion breaks a tie in the ESPN P4P rankings with spectacular knockout. Next, here's a look at every weight class to determine the best of the best in UFC, PFL, and beyond. Also, Renato Moicano dominated American top team teammate Chris Duncan on Saturday, submitting him by rear naked choke in the second round of their UFC main. Meanwhile, a minor injury to UFC flyweight champ Joshua Van has postponed his title defense against Tatsuro Tara to UFC 328 on May 9, officials announced on Saturday. Additionally, Colby Covington has filed a lawsuit against UFC rival Jorge Masvidal over a 2022 attack that took place in Miami. And Nate Diaz said he'd prefer to challenge for the UFC's BMF title, instead of trying to kill off Conor McGregor in a blockbuster trilogy bout. First up, Johnny Eblen got back on track with a thoroughly dominant first-round submission victory over Brian Battle in the main event of PFL Pittsburgh. Next, Joe Piper scored the biggest win of his career by finishing two-time champion Israel Adesanya by ground and pound in round 2 in the UFC Fight Night Mob. That's the latest from the Octagon. Don't go anywhere.